All right, just got on the trail. It's about 1 p.m. I have about 4 miles till I get to my first trail junction. After that, about 1 more mile until I get to my campsite. So all in all, about 5 miles today. Quick day, short day, easy day. My pack is at about 33 pounds right now. This is also a horse trail, so definitely smells like horse crap, and I'm dodging horse crap on the trail every so often. My first camp that I'm staying at tonight is also a horse camp. I know there's going to be some people in there. I'm not sure if they're going to be with horses or not. I kind of hope not. I just figure it'll smell a little bit better if there's no horses there. But yeah, we'll see either way. Look at that water, crystal clear. Awesome. That looks amazing right now. A little bit further upstream. Typical scene in the Smokies. All the creeks and rivers through here is beautiful. We're gonna see if we can't find some more secluded ones a bit farther up on the hike. But yeah, this will do it right here. One thing I do like about horse trails, though, they are usually much wider, just like this one, so you have way more of an area to walk around, step around if you gotta walk around something. So seeing a lot of flowers blooming on the trail, just like these. I think this is mountain laurel. I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I'll put a little text here to tell you what it is. Real nice. It's just been a nice day. There's lots of butterflies on the trail as well. Very pretty. Perfect day. Wow, look at this tree. This little bridge right here. And you'll see a lot of bridges like this in the Smokies. And look at that view. Wow. That's beautiful. Took my pack off to take a little break. I've been hiking for a little bit over an hour. I think I have just under 2 more miles to go until my trail junction. Then it'll be another mile from there to camp. So a couple more hours, I guess. Trail's been nice so far. Not too steep. Oh yeah, check out this view. Got a little waterfall coming down right here and emptying down into the Bradley Fork. Let me show you this guy. I don't know if it's in focus or not. Alright, so I've reached a trail junction. I don't know how well you can see it, but you got the Hughes Ridge Trail and the Appalachian Trail both going this way. Down there is where I came from. This is the junction. I'm not going that way, I'm going to keep going this way. And we see that right over here. Smokemont Campground, that's where I came from, that's where I started. Campsite number 49, that's where I'm going, on the Cabin Flats Trail. A little bit over a mile left. It's the home stretch, let's do this. You can see the trail is much narrower now after we crossed that bridge. Now horses still do come through here, but yeah, you can see it's much narrower now, more overgrown on the sides. So much green. A little bit of light peeking through the canopy. This is perfect. This is why I keep coming back to the Smoky Mountains right here. This is definitely the steepest section of the trail since I started. That's a look down at where I just came from. The trail goes down there, curves around. That bridge I just crossed is somewhere down here. Definitely earning this last little bit. These are a couple cool looking beetles. One right there and one right here. This is on the back side of camp, on the other side of the creek. I followed a small game trail coming down this way. And we got, you know, some water over here. Looks like a big puddle. And you can tell how this is a game trail because you see some deer tracks. I would assume these to be whitetail. And they're all over the place here, all in the mud. These look pretty fresh too. And in the water here, I don't know, let's see if you can see them. There are so many little tadpoles in the water. So many of them, they're everywhere. I mean, like right here, this section right here, just this little area right here. If I had to estimate, I'd say at least 100, 150 right there. There's so many of them. And then past this log, right here, it's just, I mean, so many of them. But I'm pretty sure this is the last spot you can camp here. I just walked all the way to the back. And I got my tent set up right here. Nice little flat spot. I found this fire ring already here, so that's where I decided to put my tent. And my pack, a couple of my things. I have my food hanging on the cables in here, probably like 100 yards or so that way. And let me show you where I'm gonna get water for tonight and tomorrow morning. Right next to me, got the creek right here. I'm pretty sure this is the Bradley Fork, and if it's not, I will put right here on the video what it is. But look at that. Super clear water. Beautiful early evening here in the Smokies. It's about 5 o'clock. All in all, I hiked about 3.5 hours, maybe a little bit less, 3 hours, 15 minutes, something like that. And that's even with stopping a couple times and filming and all that. So, short day. Glad I made it to camp. And yeah, gonna get the rest of camp set up. Gonna put my sleeping bag, sleeping pad in my tent. Relax for a little bit and get some dinner going after that. Alright, I don't know how good this is going to turn out, but let me try to show you guys what I did today. So today I drove up Route 441. Last night I had a campsite in northern Georgia near Tallulah Falls. So I drove up 441, came up past Cherokee into Smoky Mountains, and I left my car at Smokemont Campground, which I've stayed at before. It's a nice campground if you're looking for a place to camp. And I walked this Bradley Fork trail that leads right at the end of Smokemont, past the Chastine Creek Trail Junction, past the Smokemont Loop Trail Junction, and I took it all the way up here past the Bradley Fork Trail Junction. I kept going until I hit Cabin Flats Trail. That's this little trail right here, and took this little bit of elevation towards the end and climbed back down onto campsite 49 is where I'm at right now. The start of this trail was really nice. Not much elevation gain at all, pretty even, or pretty gradual I should say. Pretty dry too, lots of horse poop this first mile and a half, lots of horse poop, a lot of it. Trail smelled pretty bad, but it is what it is. The second half of the trail, I'd say the last 2 miles or so, 2.5 miles or so, a lot more elevation gain compared to the beginning. All in all, I think I only had like 800 feet of elevation gain, something like that. It's not a lot, but it all happened right in here. A nice couple of cool bridges. I showed you guys a few of those. The bugs really started coming out towards this second half as well. I had a lot of bugs in my face, a lot of bugs in my eyes. I think a few of them might still be in my eye, so if I go blind the next couple of days, you know why. I probably swallowed a couple of them too. I could use the protein, so that's not bad. When I got to the Cabin Flats Trail Junction, that was right around where I walked past that it wasn't really a covered bridge, but you know, they had the iron rungs around it. Right after that, it got pretty steep. This last mile or so, it got pretty steep, especially when I hit that Sluice Gap Trail Junction right here, which if you wanted to go to the Appalachian Trail, you would take that and really go up some elevation, go up like 3,000 feet of elevation in like 3 miles or something like that. But so I turned over here, and yeah, this was still elevated. It was still going up. Then it curves back around the Bradley Fork, which is this little this river running right here, this creek running through here, and hiked back down and got into Camp 49. I'm towards the end of Camp 49, so I already know that tomorrow I'm gonna have to climb back up this little mile of elevation right here. And what I'm gonna do tomorrow is just double back, and I'm gonna double back most of the way. I'm gonna double back until campsite number 50, which was at the original first trail junction when I started the trail. So I'm gonna double back about 4 miles or so. I'm gonna camp at campsite number 50 tomorrow night. I originally wanted to stay here for 2 nights, but it is booked tomorrow night completely, and it's Saturday, so it doesn't surprise me at all. But this camp was wide open when I booked it about a week ago, so hopefully I'll have the camp to myself, and if not, that's fine too. So I'm just gonna hike down this. I'll camp at campsite number 50 tomorrow, and yeah, that'll be it. I'm gonna go make some dinner now and start a fire. Good night. Good morning. It is day number 2. All right, it's about 1:15. Took my time at camp. Oh, hey, here's my towel that I lost yesterday. Found it. And yep, took my time at camp this morning. Had some breakfast. And on the way now. So we got another short day. Just gonna backtrack. And it's gonna be 4 or so miles to my campsite for tonight. And right off the bat, gonna gain a couple 100 feet of elevation, looks like. I think until the Sluice Gap Trail, something like that, and I think it'll be downhill after that. So I was camped right next to this creek, way farther upstream. See how much bigger it is down here. Just another gorgeous day in western North Carolina. Got about 2.5 more miles to go to camp. Gonna get there pretty quick. All right, you know I've been hauling ass all day because it's 0.5 miles to my trail junction, and I've only been hiking for a little bit over an hour, so it's definitely hauling ass. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little break right here for 10 minutes or so, just relax, listen to the sound of the stream, and then I'll keep going. Once I hit Chastain Creek Trail, I think it's not very far at all. I think it might only be like 500 feet or so after that, till I get to my next camp. So super short day. Gonna have a lot of time to just chill by the creek and read and relax. My kind of day. All right, I've made it to the Chastain Creek Trail, and shouldn't be long before I hit campsite number 50. All right, made it to backcountry campsite number 50. Doesn't look like there's anyone here, so I'll take a look around and see where I can set up camp. All right, I've found a nice spot to set up my camp. I got a nice tree stump here to sit down. Fire ring. There's some firewood over at one of the other fire rings out here. I'm gonna go get some of that. Nice open space right here to set up the tent. I got my food cables right here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're hanging right here, literally right next to me. And let me show you where I'm gonna get my water, because it does look kind of cool. Short walk behind my camp, and we come up on this. Got the creek running right behind my camp, so gonna get to fall asleep to the sound of water again. And yeah, have it right here, right next to me again. It's gonna be an awesome rest of the day. One thing I do gotta say is the bugs today have been pretty crazy. Even at my campsite this morning when I woke up, bees, wasps, flies, just everywhere. I don't know, you can maybe see some of them on my pack. They're all over the place. And definitely got bit or stung a couple times on my hand, on the back of my neck, on my arm. I felt it pretty instantly too, so I'm, you know, thinking it was a sting rather than a bite. But I don't know, nothing has swollen up yet or anything like that, so looks like we're good. I do know that I'm not allergic to bee stings, at least I wasn't when I was younger, so let's hope that's still the case. And yeah, definitely annoying, but not annoying enough to ruin this beautiful day. I mean, just blue skies, not a cloud in the sky at all. Sun coming down through the canopy, plenty of shade. Yeah, it's been a beautiful 2 days. It's almost 9 o'clock. That's the last little bit of light up in the sky. I think this is going to be a good end for day number 2. See you guys in the morning. Good morning, day number 3. It's about 8:30 in the morning. I've been awake for a little while now, and I had to move my tent twice in the middle of the night and put it perpendicular to this thing, never mind parallel to this thing, and that did the trick, and I was able to fall asleep after that. So it's a short day today. I have less than a mile and a half, maybe a mile and a quarter to get back to my car. So I'm gonna have some breakfast and then take my time packing up camp and head out of here. I do have about a 2, maybe 2.5 hour drive to go to my next campsite. I'm going to be car camping tonight. So it should be a short day overall. Should be back at the car within an hour after I start hiking. And yeah, a couple more hours drive till I get to my home for the night. I know some people like to keep their pack inside their tent at night. I know some people use it on their feet or on the back of their head, or some people just keep it inside their tent. I don't really like doing that. You know, sometimes when I'm hiking in or something like that, you know, you just hit a lot of trees, bushes, shrubs, spider webs, all that stuff. So I don't know, I'm always pretty conscious of not putting my pack in my tent because there might be something on it, whatever, which, you know, wouldn't be the, you know, worst thing in the world if you know, there's a bug in the tent. But yeah, I just don't like to keep it in there. That, and I mean, my tent's pretty small too, so I would have to either put it underneath my mattress, like I said, on my feet or on my head or something like that, and that's not really that comfortable for me. So I just keep it in the vestibule outside. You know, I put, even if I keep the doors open on the tent, which I did last night, I'll put it under this part. So in the case that it does rain, it doesn't get wet. But, you know, it's outside. So, yeah, every morning I do a spider check, and sure enough, I just got 2 spiders that were inside the pack. Got them out of there. So I just do a quick check on all the outside pockets that don't have zippers, like this little front flap. And then there's a couple on the side as well. So just a quick check to make sure nothing's nested in there. There's going to be bugs all over it. That's fine. I just shoo them off. But I just want to make sure none of them spin a web and actually make a home in there. Because this is going right back into my car. So I do not want my car to become a nursery for bugs. And some people hang their packs. I know that's an option also, instead of keeping it right outside of the tent on the ground. I'm sure that would work in terms of bugs and stuff like that, but I don't know, I'm just too self-conscious that it might rain in the middle of the night, and I wouldn't want the pack to get soaked up there. You know, I prefer to shoo some bugs off my pack than to wear a wet and heavy pack first thing in the morning. You know, it's one thing if you're already backpacking and it starts raining, you know, it is what it is at that point. But if it just showers throughout the night and I can avoid my pack getting soaked, I would much rather prefer that. But that is another option. Here's another look at the creek behind my campsite this morning. See the morning light hitting the moss over here. This whole area is really magical. It's probably my favorite part of my campsite, and this might be one of my favorite backcountry campsites I've been to so far, really. So I don't know, you might have noticed so far, but I don't have a tripod with me on this trip. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this part very well, just because of the resolution and the camera angle that I'm holding it at. But if you can't see that well here, just look up a map online, or if you have a map at home, open it up and follow along. If you want to follow along to what I'm doing here, let me just show you what I did yesterday. So yesterday I woke up here at campsite number 49. Had some breakfast, took my time to get started, and what I did yesterday was I backtracked along this Bradley Fork trail. I backtracked about 4 miles and then walked barely, you know, like I said, 500 or 1,000 feet and came to campsite number 50. When I left 49, I caught some quick elevation coming out of camp, which I knew was going to happen. So that little first section was a little bit of uphill, but then after that, it was pretty much all downhill after that. So I was hauling ass. This whole trail, I was walking pretty fast, not even noticing it. And I think I hiked maybe like 30 minutes and already got like 2.5 miles done or something like that. Took a short break somewhere in here, I think probably right around here where the trail intersects with the Smokemont Loop. So I think I put my pack down, chilled here for 5 or 10 minutes. Then I finished up the last half mile or so, and then I got here to campsite number 50. A weird thing about campsite number 50 is when I booked this site about a week ago, I originally just wanted to stay 2 nights at campsite 49, but 49 was completely booked for today. I'm sorry, for yesterday night. And makes sense because it's a Saturday, but campsite 48, which is up here, was also booked, and a lot of these were completely booked in the area. And campsite number 50 was wide open. So I don't know if, you know, everyone just reserved every other campsite, or maybe it was blocked off by the Park Service for some reason. I'm not really sure. But campsite number 50 was wide open. I was the only one here yesterday. I think I showed you guys a few clips around camp, the other fire rings. So it was pretty cool to be the only one out here. I'm not too far from the trail, so every now and then you would hear somebody or a group of people on horseback walking by. But that was earlier in the day, you know, after about 5 p.m. or so. It was just me and the creek. And that was really cool. So yeah, I thought that was kind of strange that this was the only site open, and then it was wide open, and everything else was completely booked. And to give you an idea, some of these other campsites have up to like a capacity of up to 12 or 15. So that's a lot of people. And this one was just wide open. So anyway, for whatever reason, I was the only one here, and that was pretty cool. So I'm here now, and I'm gonna have some breakfast, pack up camp. I'll probably take my time doing that too. And then all I have to do is hike back less than 1.25 miles, you know, let's just say like a mile, and I'll be back in my car. So all in all, 2-night, 3-day trip. I wanted it to be a little bit longer. I would have loved to stay a couple more nights out here and maybe connect up to campsite 48 or 47, make a little longer of a trip out of it. But I am on a longer road trip. I'm trying to get all the way up to Maine by the end of the week. So I was in a little bit of a time crunch. Originally, I only thought I was going to be able to do just 1 night out here. But I did manage to squeeze in 2 nights. I changed my schedule around a little bit. Because, I mean, hey, and good thing I did, because after the first night, it was just so beautiful. And I'm so glad I came to campsite number 50, because this place is really nice, having the creek right behind the camp, and it looks just so great in the morning light. So I'm really happy I did it. And yeah. Right, it's about 11 a.m. Already hit the trail, and yeah, it's gonna be a quick mile back to the car.